So congratulations. And now our next event is very special. We do have a student speaker. You can't do something like this. And we have a PSE student speaker today. And that student speaker is, drum roll please, Mr. Nick Starrett. And Nick.
Okay, bye-bye. I have to figure that out. Bye-bye. Listen to it.
That's part of doing the technical meeting. Nick is from Dartmouth, Massachusetts. Well, not officially, I think I can't say that, but he will be receiving degrees in paper science and engineering and chemical engineering with a minor in environmental science. And today he is joined by his parents, Mary Beth and Steve Starrett, his sisters, Jackie and Stephanie, his grandmother, Babsy, and his girlfriend, Bethany. Nick has 8 months of experience working for West Rock, and he has been very active in research at NC State, and he has 2 years of research experience with NC State. So, Nick, we're so happy to have you as our student speaker, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say. Lay it on us.
Thank you, Dr. Bird, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, faculty and staff, for helping put this together. Thank you to my fellow students for letting me speak today. Thank you to the parents for cheering us on one last time in college. And thank you, families, for the extra support. My name is Nick Starrett. I'm finishing my career at NC State after 5 long years. And I'll be graduating with 2 degrees, as Dr. Bird said, chemical engineering and paper science and engineering, and a minor, environmental science. I want to start off this speech the same way I've started off every email I've sent in the past month. I hope you're all safe and healthy. This semester has by no means been traditional, but then again, I never expected any semester to be traditional, with professors like Dr. Jamil and Dr. Bird. This group of professors and students, of mentors and apprentices, and friends, have been my family during my time in North Carolina. See, I'm originally from Massachusetts, in a town on the south coast called Dartmouth. People have asked me countless times, why did you come all the way down to NC State for school? And I've given all sorts of answers. If I don't really feel like talking about it, I just say, well, it seemed like a nice school. Or if I want to get a little laugh, I say, well, I looked at the top 10 engineering schools in the country and said this one I could probably get into. But the truth is, as it always is, much deeper than that. The truth is, I wanted to move somewhere and see the world outside of the town I grew up in. I wanted to go somewhere that I knew I wouldn't be comfortable. There's just nothing I like more than the feeling of discomfort. And I know that's weird, but it's true. It's just I have this weird thing where I'm terrified of being comfortable, because in my mind, once you're comfortable, being uncomfortable typically means your body and mind are adjusting to a new concept or environment. So I chose to leave the comfort of Massachusetts and go somewhere new. I wanted to separate myself and claim my independence just to see how that would feel. I visited a few schools and looked into life in a few areas of the country, but North Carolina, NC State, it just had this weird aura around it. It just felt right, it drew me in. So I kind of just chose NC State off of gut decision. It just felt right. So I came to NC State as a very, very immature 18-year-old, fully confident that this transition would be easy and that I'd be fine. And for a short time it was. I made some new friends very quickly before classes even started. And I have to say this too. One of those friends is now my girlfriend, Bethany. It took me 2.5 years to ask her out, but I finally did, and we're still going strong. So anyway, there I was, an overly confident freshman in college, set to get a degree in chemical engineering. Notice I didn't say paper science, that comes later. So classes kick off, you know, the big, broad Calculus 101 types of classes with 300 students competing for professors' attention. But I was doing fine in those. I didn't need the attention. I was happy to watch the lecture, do the work, and participate in some extracurricular activities. A couple months went by, September was coming to an end, and midterms were starting to pile up. And then my grandfather passed away. It was a defining moment in my life. One of those moments I can step back into if I start talking about it. I was walking through North Campus, happy that I just aced like a chemistry test. And my mom called me and I was excited to tell her about it. And I'll never forget, she said, "Are you in your room right now?" And I said, No, I'm walking back. And she said, do you want me to wait until you get home? I said, no, that's okay. What happened? She said, it's Grinka. He passed away last night. And I swear to God, the world spun around my feet and I fell onto a bench. And in that moment, I was no longer happy that I was so far away from home. I felt alone, and that feeling didn't go away for many weeks. It was terrible. But life goes on. Around that time, I had an assignment. We all had an assignment in the College of Engineering. We had to go watch professors from different departments in the College of Engineering talk about the different types of engineering. One of the professors I chose to listen to in that assignment happened to be Dr. Bird. Again, one of those moments I won't forget for a very different reason. He's standing there in the middle of a lecture hall telling us about why paper will never go away and how people always have to, how do I say this? Toilet paper is never going out of style. Then he started talking about how close the professors worked with the students and how small the classes were and how the department and the paper industry as a whole felt like a family. And that got me. And then he said, oh, and by the way, we have a lot of scholarships. And I think that got all of us. But from that day forward, I started developing a second family, a pack. I started getting more and more involved in the paper science department and in the College of Natural Resources. And that's what it was for me, a second family. I've said it before and I'll say it again, choosing to enroll in the paper science and engineering degree was one of the greatest decisions I've ever made. I'll be forever grateful. So thank you to my family in Massachusetts for letting me go out into the world. And on my behalf and the behalf of my Massachusetts family, thank you to my family in North Carolina, the people here today, for having my back. I tell this story today because I wanted to say this to my fellow graduates. If you'll all allow me to give you some advice. Go out into the world. Do the great things that I and you know we are all going to be able to do. But never be afraid to be uncomfortable. Find that discomfort and break through it. I have this motto, it's don't live vicariously. Too many people miss out on things because they choose safety and comfort. But let yourself grow. Never be afraid to be uncomfortable. Because if things ever go bad, you've got two families that'll have your back. This paper family will always be there for you, like it was for me. Thank you, everybody, for the honor of speaking today. Thank you, Dr. Bird and Jennifer, for welcoming me into this family and for all the things that you've done for me. Thank you, Dr. Powell, for all the mentoring you've done. And thank you to my parents and all parents for the unconditional love and support. And PSC class of 2020, congratulations. I'm really proud to call you guys my friends and colleagues and family members. I can't wait to see what all of you are going to accomplish. So thank you.
Thank you, Nick. That was awesome and just right for this occasion. So we appreciate you. And I think that came as a surprise to your parents, right? Were you able to keep that secret? Yeah. That's a nice little graduation treat right there. Now,